Welcome to another edition of special edition of Shreveport Connection with Tommy. And for some, you already knew that. If you haven't heard by now through TMZ, along with your major news outlets on TV, Macho Man Randy Savage has passed away. Tragic traffic accident. Apparently reported by his brother, Lenny Poffo, formerly known as the Genius. He had a heart attack while driving and lost control of his vehicle. His wife was on the other side as a passenger. I'm going to show you a picture of his truck, Jeep, as you can see. As it struck the tree on the driver's side, and thus is on the way to the hospital. Apparently, and that's whenever he passed away. And I'm going to show you some other pictures. If you haven't seen most of these already. That's some of the wrestling gear he had worn throughout history. There's another one. That's probably his most famous one. And that's him as a Macho King. And this is one where it was in WCW with his valet, Gorgeous George. And that's all the pictures I have for that one. I'm going to give you a brief wrestling history for Macho Man. And Randy died at the age of 58. And also, for those that didn't know, that Chris Benoit would have been 40 this year, as well as his wife. Both of them having the same birthday. Okay, Savage's wife was a passenger during the time of the accident and survived with minor injuries. For those that don't know, Randy Savage's real name, Randall Mario Poffo. He used several different ring names. The Spider Friend, the Big Gino, and of course Randy Savage, and then Macho Man Randy Savage, and then Macho King Randy Savage. He was born November 15th, 1952. His build height was 6'2". His build weight was 237 pounds. They built him from several different areas, being Downers Grove, Illinois, and Sarasota, Florida. But his hometown was Columbus, Ohio. And he was trained by his dad, Angelo. His in-ring debut was 1973. He retired December 5th, 2004. His finishing maneuver, elbow drop off the top rope. Signature maneuver, diving double axe handle. Another signature mover, lariat takedown. And of course his entrance theme was Pomp and Circumstance, unless he came out with the NWO. And they went with the NWO music in WCW. His official website, but if you go to it, machoman.com, it takes you to Gorgeous George, Gorgeous George Productions website. This okay, I'm going to go with a little bit of history here. This unmistakable second-generation competitor began his full-time sports entertainment career in 1979 after years as a Major League Baseball catching prospect. Randy Macho Man Savage debuted in the World Wrestling Federation in 1985 with Classy Freddie Blassie, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Mouth of the South Jimmy Hart, and Mr. Fuji vying to be his managers. Well, he shocked the world when he signed with the unknown Miss Elizabeth. Savage came to the ring to the song of Pomp and Circumstance, dressed in an extravagant sequined robes, headbands, and wraparound sunglasses. The Macho Man served notice to all that he was an elite talent when he reached the finals of the company's first pay-per-view, the Wrestling Classic. On February 8th, 1986, he used a foreign object to defeat Tito Santana for his first title win of the Intercontinental Championship. The Macho Man did everything imaginable to keep his championship, even if it meant putting Elizabeth in front of him. Savage's next opponent was more interested in his gorgeous manager than defeating him in the ring, thus being gorgeous. George the Animal Steel entered into a string of violent matches that resulted in Savage leaving WrestleMania 2 victorious. In November of 1986, Macho Madness took a dangerous turn when he crushed the larynx of Ricky Steamboat with a timekeeper's bell and put him out of commission for once. Upon Steamboat's return, a championship rematch was signed for WrestleMania 3. Despite the fact that Savage lost, this contest is regarded as one of the greatest matches in sports entertainment history. Months after his epic battle, Savage was the victim of an attack by the Honky Tonk Man and the Hart Foundation, when this included an assault on Miss Elizabeth. One of the most thrilling moments in history, followed as Macho Madness and Hulkamania joining forces. And Randy moved through the WWF Championship at that time tournament at WrestleMania 4. The Hulkster came to ringside for the tournament to watch Savage's back with a capacity crowd on his feet. Macho Man dropped his famous elbow on $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase to become the champion. Sadly, miscommunication and misunderstandings led to Savage attacking Hogan in the locker room after their match, since that particular one was where Hulk Hogan was taking Miss Elizabeth to the back in his arms, and that's when he caught him. What have you? Okay. Sadly, miscommunication and misunderstandings led to Savage's attacking Hogan in the locker room after their match against the Twin Towers on Saturday night's main event. This resulted in the Mega Powers exploding at WrestleMania 5 in one of the more hotly anticipated matches in wrestling history. Hogan defeated Savage for the title. Savage began the new decade with a new valet. Savage began the new decade with a new valet, being Sensational Sherry. The two became royalty when he beat King Hacksaw Jim Duggan and became the Macho King. After a series of matches against Dusty Rhodes, Savage turned his attention to the Ultimate Warrior. The two met in a retirement match at WrestleMania 7, I believe, which Savage lost. Sherry attacked her fallen client, but was chased off by a returning Miss Elizabeth. The two reunited in a wash of emotion, and the match made in heaven was set for SummerSlam 1991. The heartfelt ceremony turned frightful when Jake Roberts presented them a wrapped gift that contained a deadly king cobra, which bit Savage. After being reinstated by Jack Tunney at the time, Savage defeated Roberts on Saturday night's main event. Savage once again tested as Ric Flair made scandalous remarks about a one-time relationship with Miss Elizabeth at WrestleMania 7. Macho Man not only cleared the name of his wife, but defeated Flair to become the WWF champion for the second time. Randy then made the move to the broadcast booth for WWE programming, including the first episode of Monday Night Raw and WrestleMania 9. At WrestleMania 10, he defeated former pupil Crush in a Falls Count Anywhere match. In 1994, he traveled to the World Championship of Wrestling, where he became a four-time WCW champion before leaving the company in 1999. Randy later later invaded the mainstream when he made his Hollywood debut as Bonesaw McGraw in the 2002 blockbuster Spider-Man movie. Then in 2003, he released his rap album called Be a Man. Macho Man Randy Savage is revered as one of the greatest figures in all of sports entertainment and a true legend in the ring. He combined unparalleled charisma, determination, and skill to dominate opponents. In the process, he paved the way for the next generation of superstars. My condolences go to the Poffo family and his wife, as he will never be missed.